Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Friday, April 7, 2023, and this is episode 68. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I make an episode every Monday and every Friday, twice a week, and I make them in English and in Dutch. So be sure you pick the right one. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. That's all. Is this my introduction? I always forget to tell you where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram as It's a Sarah and on Ravelry as It's a Sarah. I try to keep all my information and links into the show notes. My Ravelry page is quite up to date, a little bit behind, but I always prefer knitting. Do you say above administration? I think in Dutch we say it that way. Okay, today it was my plan that I was wearing my Spencer Penelope, a Dutch pattern. I made a little challenge to myself last Monday that I would finish it today, so I could wear it today in the podcast, and I'm not wearing it. But it is gonna be okay because it's laying down here in front of me on my blocking mat and my garbage bag, and it's still wet, but I will put it on in a minute. But I realized yesterday, I guess, that today is pattern release day for the Corran cardigan. So I must wear the Corran cardigan in the podcast because I want to give this pattern so much love and attention. So I will do both. First the Corran cardigan, and later in the episode I will show my Spencer Penelope. They both make me so happy. I'm such a spoiled lady with all those lovely garments in my wardrobe created by my own hands, and thanks to those wonderful, lovely knitting designers. It's such a what, Sarah? It's just happiness, I guess. Pure happiness. But let's start with the Corran cardigan. I told you about it a few episodes ago, so I'm sorry if you hear some things again. But I felt in love for the second time this morning. I have never wear this cardigan since it was finished. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because it's short sleeved and it was still too cold, but also in my head it was connected to my linen skirts and not to my linen dresses because the fit. But let's start at the beginning. That's more clear. I start at the end. That's not very. That's a bit messy. Let's start at the beginning. The Corran cardigan is a pattern designed by Rebecca Clow, also known as the Creabea from the Creabea podcast. Rebecca is living in Scotland, in Edinburgh, and I think she is Scottish or English. I don't know. I'm sorry, Rebecca. I do know she lived in the Netherlands for quite a few years, and she can speak quite a lot of Dutch. She's fluent Dutch, and it's really amazing because Dutch is a very difficult language to learn. Much more difficult than English, I guess. She's designing since, is it already a year? I don't know, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted by the speed of her designing and also about the designs itself, because I really love her style and her taste. I love every design. I don't think I have every design. I don't have them in my Ravelry library. but quite a lot. And yeah, some sweaters are with a high neckline, and I'm not a high neckline person, but I can modify it to a lower neckline. I did it with the Kerr sweater, so that's quite easy. But I really love her style, so it was actually my plan to not buy any new patterns in 2023 because I have quite a big queue, do you say it like that? A big list, a big wish list, and all those patterns, lovely and beautiful patterns in my library that I want to knit. And every time there are new patterns coming and I'm distracted, so I want to give the things I own a little bit more attention. But when I saw the Corran cardigan on Rebecca's Instagram, I thought, oh, I really need that cardigan. And I immediately replied to her test knitters call. And I was picked, so that was really nice. And then I looked into my stash for some yarn. It was actually my plan to make a cotton version. I had some DK worsted cotton in my stash. The pattern is designed for DK worsted weight yarn. It's knitted on a 4mm needle for the ribbing and a 5mm for the lace. I am a loose knitter, so I went down a needle size, 3mm and 4mm for the lace. But when I was swatching, I didn't like the stitch definition of my cotton yarn, and I was going through my stash, and then I found this yarn. This is Borgo de Pazzi Clara. It was gifted to me at a yarn party several years ago, and I have quite a lot of this in my stash, or I had quite a lot of this in my stash, and several years ago I crocheted a cardigan, and it was one of my favorite cardigans, but the yarn was very, very much pilling. There was a lot of pilling on it, and I brought it to the thrift store, and now I kind of regret it because I didn't have the pilling tool, a de-pilling tool, and I don't know, maybe it would be better when I used it, but it was, I don't know. But I swatched with this yarn because it had the right weight, thickness. It was a DK worsted weight yarn, and I really love the color, and I really love the stitch definition. It's a white cotton thread with dark brown wool around it. It's kind of a special yarn. But it's absolutely not the right yarn to choose for a short-sleeved summer cardigan because it is way too warm. And when it's warm outside and I'm getting warm, then the wool is itchy on my skin. Now it isn't because I am quite cold. My arms are how do you in Dutch we call it chicken skin, but with all the little points on your skin when you are having cold, there is an English word or sentence for, but I don't know it anymore. My arms are also quite pale. They need some sunlight. But the sunlight will come. I think today is still a great day. Yesterday was a very wet day again. It's all so wet everywhere, but there is sunshine coming now, and I think the temperatures are rising, so within a few days I can wear it outside, I hope. But I never have wear it since it was finished. It was my idea to wear long sleeve tops, a t-shirt under it, but I wasn't sure about the look. And I was also thinking of maybe when the test knit is over and the pattern is released, maybe I can add the sleeves. But now I just will knit the short sleeved version because that was what I did reply for in the test knit. Short sleeves and a V-shaped neckline. So let me tell you about this cardigan because it's really, I had so much fun knitting this cardigan. It was a very quick knit, but I really love it. It's cropped, and I think I followed the pattern, but I have to say, and it's also in the pattern, because of the lace, when you are blocking, you lose some centimeters in length because it's blocking in white. And then I think Rebecca mentioned that it was about 2 centimeters, but the length is perfect for me. I love them cropped on my skirts and dresses. I never wear jeans or pants, so it's absolutely okay. It's a bottom-up knit. So you start at the bottom and you do some, it's a back and forth because it's a cardigan. And you start with some ribbing. I'm a very big knit to purl to ribbing lover, but because I did a test knit, I decided to just follow what Rebecca asks, how do you say it, how Rebecca, her design was. I just followed Rebecca's design, and it was a knit one, purl one, and yeah, I think it's also better, yeah, I like it, I love it. So you do some ribbing, and then you start the lace pattern, and it's very easy lace pattern, and because it's so easy, it makes it hard for me. And I did make some mistakes, but I could fix them. And especially in the beginning, I really had to pay attention. You have to, it are 4 needles, they 4 needle repeat, and really it is easy. But just because the first and the third needle, there's a little bit of difference, that makes it confusing for me. And because the difference is too little to be really obvious, but after a while, I could see what I had to do, so I didn't have to check because I could see it. And then it was in my fingers, and then it was a la 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 knit. You know, that part that you have to focus and have to think. No, don't talk to me. I'm knitting, and that you really don't want to be distracted. After a while, that was not necessary anymore. I could conversate with my children. What is it, darling? I'm such a bad mother sometimes. No, that's not true. I'm a good mother. But I in the beginning of a new pattern, I never knit when they are around me. My kids are teenagers, so when I want to knit when they are home, I can go to my knitting office at my bedroom. Knitting office by daylight, bedroom by night. Knitting office by day, bedroom by night. So that's absolutely okay, but I really need. I'm not a very quick. It goes slow in my mind. I'm not very. I also wasn't good in maths, and my insights are not very strong. So that's not my talent. And you can absolutely knit when that's not your talent, but you need a little bit more time every now and then. I do. And quietness and peace. And no distraction. But after a while, it was good in my fingers, and it was really okay. So until you're split for the armholes, there's not happening a lot. You can completely focus on the lace, which isn't hard. And it's all, and you also don't have to decide yet if you want a V neckline or a round neckline, because the pattern tells you to do both ways. I love those kind of patterns with different options. So you have to decide when you have split it for the sleeves, because then it's time to decrease for the V-shaped neckline. I think when you make a round neckline, you still knit straight, and then there's happening something here at the top, but I didn't watch good to that part of the pattern because I was knitting another neckline. This was my only struggle with the pattern, because you have to decrease, and because the amount of stitches is decreased, the lace pattern is influenced, and I really want to have a straight line here. Because one part of the lace are yarn overs, and I didn't want them next to this. So Rebecca, see, there is a chart in the pattern, and she's also a description, and she is paying attention to that part. But I decided to let go the pattern and just followed my intuition. I made sure that I started and ended, and the pattern also tells you to do that, with 2 knit stitches. So I could pick up easily. The first knit stitch you used will disappear when you pick up stitches for the button band and the ribbing. But I also need a second one next to it, so that you have a straight column. And that was a bit of a... My Spencer Penelope is laying down here, so it's a really awkward position again. But I don't know if you can see it, but there's a very nice stitch column here, and I really love that. I love those details when it's quite neat and straight, and it worked out pretty good. And yeah, I really love the result. And then let me see. You pick up for the sleeves. I knitted my sleeves quite a bit longer than the pattern tells you, I guess. When you knit long sleeves, you have to do some decreasing. I didn't do any decreasing here. The sleeves are quite nice and fitted, but I love to have them a little bit longer, so it's a bit less revealed. Is that did I did I learn that word finally right now? And also I like to wear short sleeve tops under it. And I thought my sleeves from the short sleeve top would go to there, but it isn't. It is here. But when I wear a knit, now everything I wear next to my skin under my armpits, I want to throw in the wash after wearing it one day, because it doesn't smell like flowers always under my armpits. Sometimes it does, but there are also the days that it doesn't. I don't know. It's quite interesting because I use deodorant. Do you say it like that? And I don't do anything different. But maybe it's also a hormonal thing that some days there is. Yeah, it's all okay. It's all okay now. It smells like flowers. But there are also days that I'm smelling like, oh gosh, I really need a shower. I really need a clean shirt. Yeah, maybe it is those hormones always. I love them and I hate them. They made us feminine, so we have to appreciate them. But in summer, and also in winter I always wear a long sleeve top under my knitwear, and I put it in the wash every evening. And in summer I want to do that too, but I don't want, when I wear a hand knit without anything under my armpit, I also put that in the washing machine after one day. And I am a bit afraid that this yarn will not be happy when I do that. So this is the perfect solution. Let me see. I was a bit afraid that you could see through the lace pattern, that you could see the line of my shirt and of the dress, but it isn't happening. So the lace pattern is open, but not too much, I guess. Perfect. And I didn't wear my Corran cardigan since it's finished. In the beginning, I didn't have any buttons, and I was a bit doubting about adding buttons. There's a Dutch word I want to say in English now, but I don't feel the English word. In Dutch, which I wasn't sure if I want to add buttons überhaupt. In the end, no, at all. Oh, at all. I wasn't sure. I want to add buttons at all. Because I like the open wear look, open fronted on my dresses, and I didn't like the look on my dresses because of this button and this. I don't like two different buttons under each other. So I was gifted these buttons by a very lovely lady, Dutch lady. She sent me a message and she said, Sarah, I have a lot of brown buttons in my stash, and I want to send them to you if you want to. I'm such a spoiled lady. Really, believe me. Everyone is sending me so much lovely things, of giving me so much lovely things every time. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why I deserve it. And it's really, really sweet. So in those buttons, in those bunch of buttons, there were those perfect 4 brown, dark brown buttons, perfect size, perfect color for my Corran cardigan. So I added it. them, I added them, and then I never wear the cardigan because it was too cold. And this morning I thought I was wearing other clothes, and I thought I want to make pictures on Instagram. It was such fun. My husband, on Fridays my husband works from home quite often, and he was at home, and I was making pictures, and I asked him, can you film a little bit of how I'm doing that? Because on Instagram you always see that little square of me. In our there's a small path we live. I learned from Jonna. We lived in our houses are connected, row houses, touching houses. Our houses are all in a straight row against each other, and you have this row in our street, and then we have a little garden, quite a little garden, and there then at the other side there are the gardens from the houses in the other street next to us. So there are houses, here are our houses, here are the gardens, and in between there is a small path between the barns and walls. And I always make my Instagram pictures there when I have a finished object. I put my phone in our door where you can hold, where you can throw the door open. I put it in, and I always hope our neighbors at the back won't paint their garden door, because it's very old grey door. It's a perfect with those plants. It's perfect background for my Instagram pictures, but I think they don't know I take pictures there always. I'm always a bit afraid that they want to change something there, but it never happened. So I was taking pictures there, and I asked my husband, can you film a bit how I am doing it? And it was quite awkward because I don't like taking pictures of myself. If it's a bit, when no one's looking, it's okay, but it's always, I have to take hundreds of pictures before that I have a few that I think, okay, I'm content with it. I want to post them. And he was laughing, and he was teasing me. Thank you for that. And at one point I said, oh, can you make a joke so I don't have a fake smile but a real smile? And he was thinking, and he said, you look very handsome. And I said, well, that's not a nice joke. Oh no, that was not a joke. So we had quite some fun. So I have, you can see me taking the pictures filmed by my husband somewhere in the video here. Maybe while I was talking about it. But when I put on this cardigan this morning, I want to try my skirts and for the photos. But I did try it on my dress, and suddenly I thought, what was I thinking? It's perfect on my dress. Why did I think that it won't go with my dresses? Because the button, you don't see it at all. And it's perfect. And I'm very, very, very attached to my Hinterland dresses. And I also love my linen skirts, absolutely. But I don't want not to wear my Hinterland dresses. It's not the time. I still want to wear them every day. So I put on my Corran cardigan on my Hinterland. It's not matching with my brown one because the browns are not, brown and brown, it can work, but those two don't work together. But on my black dress, and I thought, oh, it's perfect. It's a perfect Corran cardigan. Perfect cardigan for on my dress, and it made me so happy. So today I will cast on my second one, and I really love it to do that on pattern release day. I never cast on a pattern immediately because I always, did I tell it? Maybe I told, and I'm a bit confused if I already told it. Maybe it was in the Dutch episode. But normally I have the big list with all the wish list, and now I can cast it on immediately. I will make the second one in Holst Coast, held double. Holst Coast is 55% wool and 45% cotton, or otherwise, I'm not sure. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, 45% cotton. And this is a color warm brown, and I bought it also against my rules. I would not buy any new yarn or anything. I broke those rules quite a lot. Also, no, not quite a lot. I only bought my backpack, my knitting needles, and some yarn, and that was all, I guess. So it's April. It's okay. But in the Netherlands, we have a lovely lady, and she is active on Instagram, and she made a special Instagram account, and it's called Ons Garenschuurtje. And I think that you can translate it as our yarn barn. And it's a place where you can sell your yarn. When you have yarn in your stash, little bits and bobs, or maybe sweater quantities that you don't use anymore, or they are laying there for years, and you can send pictures to her, and she plays it on her Instagram account, on that Instagram account, and other people can buy it from you. And one of my knitting friends was selling this one, and also this one. This is Holst Coast 100% wool, and I thought, I need those in my life. So I bought them. I think it's really nice to have it from her. And yeah, I want to make the Corran cardigan in this color, warm brown, and also a cotton one. And it was my plan to make it with a round neckline, because I thought that would go better with my linen dresses. But now, since I realized this is perfect, I don't think I will go for the round neckline. I want another perfect Corran cardigan in my wardrobe. So I will cast on today, and I only have to decide when I'm here. So it will take a minute. I would love to finish it in a week. So now this one I finished in a week, I guess. I don't know if I have a lot of knitting time, but it's very nice. I did swatch already a few weeks ago, and I think I already shown it to you, but still laying here. I swatched on straight metal needles. So now I swatched for the Tolsta tee. I'm also test knitting that. Oh no, I'm not testing. I didn't start, but I still have a month, and it's a quick knit. But I will first cast on my second Corran cardigan, and I swatched, and with 4mm needles I get a really nice fabric. But now I have my wooden needles, and I think it influences my stitch definition and my gauge quite a lot. So I will swatch with my wooden needles, and I also I want to cast on my Tolsta tee and my Corran cardigan both at the same time, but I think they need the same needle size. So I hope I can do a little bit of I don't know, maybe. So they don't need the same needle size, but it is knitted on 4mm and 5mm needles. I already told that, I guess. So it's really a quick knit. So I will start with that today. And I guess that's all what I have to tell about the Corran cardigan. You can find it on Ravelry right now. I will link it down below. And yeah, it's really a lovely pattern, and I absolutely recommend it. Yeah, that of course I do, because I will cast on my second one. I never do that. I always want to do it. Everything I knit, I always think, oh, it would be nice in that color. Oh, it would be nice in that yarn. Oh, it would be nice in that size. Oh, it would be, but it never happens, because there are so many nice patterns. But now I really need this in my life, another one. Yeah, so I will. I will change my clothes, because I do finished by Spencer Penelope. And I will change it, because I really, although it is still wet, I really want to show it to you. So I'm back in a minute. So hello again. Here I am in a new fresh outfit, really fresh, because it's still wet, and I just filmed my Dutch episode, so I wear it for 30 minutes, I guess, right now, and now I'm getting a bit cold. But it is absolutely okay, but because I'm very happy. This is my Spencer Penelope. I told about it last episode, and I guess a few episodes before also. Spencer is the word we use in the Netherlands for a vest or a slip over. Vest the Dutch word vest means cardigan, so we don't use that. And slipover is, I also I also hear quite some people mention this thing, a slipover, but slipover is not, it's not in my vocabulary. I call it Spencer. There's a Dutch knitting designer, her name is Nienke, and her Instagram name is Mooi van Draad. And she made several knitting books and crochet books, and she also she has a very beautiful style. She also embroider a lot. My woolly tattoo, I learned to make woolly tattoos from her. And this design is from a few years ago. She's not active on Ravelry. The pattern is in Dutch. And I won't. I thought I could ask her if she wants to make it in English, but then I thought no, because she's designing a very, very lovely cardigan, a cabled cardigan with embroidered flowers on it. And I asked her, oh, when do you think it's ready? And she told me she's very busy, and it's all she has a job, I don't know what her job is, but she didn't have a lot of time, so I won't ask her if she wants to make the Spencer Penelope in English before she finished that pattern. When she finished, I will ask for you, but she's not active on Ravelry. And the pattern is knitted in pieces, a front piece and a back piece, and I didn't do that because I don't like knitting in pieces. I told a little bit about it last Monday, but I knitted in the round. And it's knitted bottom up. So I cast it on the stitches, knitted in a round until the arm pieces. And I have to tell, I already knit the whole body and a bit of the back piece, and then a knitting friend said, oh Sarah, I knitted too, and mine is a bit too wide, so I really want to recommend to go to knit a size smaller. And it is also a recommendation when you use other yarn. The Spencer is designed in a superwash merino yarn, and when you want to knit it in Elefos Lopi, she has another recommendation, but it is not in the pattern, and I couldn't remember what the exact recommendation was, so I did something. But my Spencer was indeed getting a bit too big, a bit too wide, so I casted on a new one, and Monday evening, and I finished it yesterday evening, and it was my challenge to finish it for today. I love a good challenge every now and then. It keeps me focused, and yeah, it was a bit hard on my hands. This is the second time this year I knit with Elefos Lopi, and the thick yarn and the big needles. My hands don't like it for too long time. I have to alternate it with other things. But I did use Elefos Lopi in a very, very black colorway. 59 is the shade number. And I thought I would prefer a more heathered black. But now it's finished. It is really good for a basic garment. And I already have a black one in the superwash merino. And I really love this as a basic garment piece in my wardrobe. And it goes so good under all my cardigans in winter. It's an extra warm woolly layer, and it's perfect. So I'm really happy I have an extra warm woolly layer, because the non-superwash wool has something special. I did use 2 whole skeins and 1 half, I guess. I didn't take measurements and I didn't weigh yet. I will do it when it's dry, and I will put it in my Ravelry notes. But yeah, this is what I have left, and yeah, it went very well. I did go down 1 size, so I made the extra small size, and I was doubting about if that was still too big, but it's perfect, and I'm glad I chose this. There was a point, I knitted in the round until you start decreasing for the armholes. And there was a point at the front piece when you also are decreasing for the V-shaped neckline that I I couldn't follow what I was doing anymore. I had all my notes in my knitting book, and this is the pattern, and I write it down. I have written it. I have write it down. I wrote it down all, and at some point, the first piece went very well, but on the second piece you have to mirror it. And it was, my head didn't get it anymore, but my hands were telling, we are okay, we know what we are doing, we did it before, it's absolutely okay, take some rest, we do the job. And my head was, but I don't get it, I don't understand what we are doing. It is okay, just take it easy, follow us. And my hands knitted the whole piece. And it was such a nice experience that I didn't have to think, I have to check my notes every now and then, and it worked out pretty good. It was perfect. So yeah, I always think I really need my head. My head is very important in my life, and my head itself also thinks she's very important in my life. But we don't need the head always. It's the heart and the hands too, and sometimes the head can rest. So that was a very trustful experience. So, and then yesterday evening I weave in all the threads, and then it was ready. And I blocked it. I put it overnight in my blocking tub, in my brown tub. And this morning I did it in the spin cycle in the washing machine. I spin cycled it in the washing machine, and then I dried it. My experience is that Elefoslopi and Ledlopi always dry quite quick after spin cycling it. And it is. When I wear it for an extra hour, I think it is dry. But I will put it out because I'm getting cold. So when I finished this part of the episode, I will put on my cardigan again. And no, also not my Corran cardigan, but because it's too cold, I think just my Felix cardigan. But I'm really happy. I didn't do a lot of checks in the mirror because this is the first time I wear it. I think it is a little bit longer than I prefer, but it was with the lace pattern it was better. And I also see this bulby part. Maybe it was better when I casted on less stitches and increased in the first row, because now it's a bit like this. So it is straight and then bloop, and you want your ribbing to be narrower. I often do that when I am knitting a top-down sweater. In the last round before the ribbing, I decrease the stitches. I've learned there is a rule that you have to decrease 25% of your stitches. I think that's quite a lot, so I often do less stitches, less percent. But I did it also with the sweater for my little niece. First try I made it straight, and I also had this effect. And then I increased every 10th stitch. I have no idea which amount, how much percent it was, because I just thought 10 is my favorite number. Let's go for 10. I was in the car and I didn't want to think about it, and it worked out pretty good. So there is a possibility that I want to fix this. But not soon. Maybe I pick up the stitches again and decrease. I always hustling those two. Decrease, delete. That's my ezelsbruggetje, we say in Dutch. And that means a donkey bridge. A donkey bridge is a funny way to remember things. Is it called donkey bridge in English too? It sounds quite lovely. A donkey bridge, a way to remember things. Yeah. But and then I do a few rows less, ribbing than I did now. But before I do that adjustment, I first want to wear it quite a lot, because then you can see what will happen with the Spencer and if it's really necessary. So that will be next winter, I guess. 2 seconds long. I was thinking about casting on another one immediately. I also have the brown beige Elefos Lopi, in which I knitted my Sunday cardigan last winter. And I really want to have another warm woolly layer, but then I thought, no. Spring is coming, summer is coming. You don't need 2 of those Spencers in the spring and in the summer. You can make it at the end of the year if you want to. But you can also wear the black one every day. I do want to knit on my Corran cardigan and my Tolsta tee right now. I want to knit the summer things. I have more on my wish list. So I'm very happy. I'm also happy with the V-shaped neckline. It's quite high, higher than my previous one, I guess. But I'm getting used to a high neckline, and it's very warm, and you don't see my dress under it, but you can still see my skin and my necklace, and I have the open air I need here, so it's enough, but it's still warm, and I think it's pretty good. So it worked out really good. I have one small thing to show you, and then it's enough for today. I've chatted way too long. I always think podcasting twice a week, I can't keep up with my knitting. But I always, what do I have to tell this week? And when I am sitting on my chair and I start talking, and there's an hour, just 1 hour. And I'm not done. I could talk for another hour, for another 2 hours. I could talk all day. I should have do some live stream on YouTube, so I could talk all Friday without editing, just talking. It would be very exciting in English. Maybe I should do it once, just to go out of my comfort zone. I need it every now and then, going out of my comfort zone. Yeah, but not today. Okay, I knitted those house socks for my youngest girl in the beginning of this year. These are the Acorn socks from TinCanKnits, and a really lovely DK weight sock pattern with all the nice cables. I chose, let me see, now I don't remember the yarn name. A DK weight 100% woolen yarn. I bought it at Etna, and it is something with an A. Espen-esque? I have no idea. My knitting book is downstairs. You can find it in my Ravelry notes if you really want to. And I added 1 thread of mohair because of the strength. And there's no nylon in the woolly yarn. It was no sock yarn, and I've learned that the mohair would make it stronger, so you could wear it. You can wear it as socks. There's mohair in my throat right now. I'm not very mohairy. I gave all my mohair to my friend, also the brown one in the lovely color. I just don't like mohair. Yeah, I don't like it. The socks were all went pilling and messy, and I don't know. It's a shame. So, and see, there are quite a lot of holes in it. See, wear them as house socks, and it's getting thin, and I duplicated over the thin part, but as you can see, there's a hole again. I duplicated, and there's a hole again, and here's almost a hole. I also mended the holes, and that's lasting up a bit better, a bit steadier. But still, I don't know. It was so quickly, and yeah, I think I won't knit socks again without nylon. It's not working for me. Or not house socks knitted without nylon. I will knit socks without nylon, but I never. Oh, I did once for myself, and those are holding up quite good. Yeah. But not when you wear them all day, just on the wooden floor. I was drinking coffee with a knitting friend, and she was knitting DK weight socks from Lana Grossa Mijlenwijd. And it was looking pretty good, and I really loved the colors, and I showed it to my daughter, and she loved them too. But I spent all my money to my knitting needles, so I have to save some money. And also when spring and summer are coming, she has other hand knitted socks. She has more, but not a thick one. And she really needs them. She really wants them. So that's quite lovely. I also love the stitch pattern, and the TinCanKnits patterns always come in several sizes, from little baby socks to big men's socks or big feet socks. And one of the bigger sizes was with 60 stitches. And I always use 56 stitches for my socks. So I thought with the cabling, a 60 stitch count could work. So I can make them in fingering weight yarn as regular socks, because I really love to make them, and I really love the cabling. So maybe once I do have enough socks. Okay, this morning I realized that Monday we are celebrating Easter, although we are not really celebrating it, but in the Netherlands you have the first Easter day on Sunday and the second Easter day on Monday, and it's the same way as we have with Christmas, first Christmas day and second Christmas day. And everybody has a day off in our family. My kids don't have to go to school, and my husband has a free day. He doesn't have to go to his work. So we are home, and we don't have any plans yet because we have a family day on Sunday. We will visit my family and my husband's family, and Monday is an empty day, and maybe we just have a lazy day, like on a Sunday, or maybe we are going out with our little family. I have no idea, but I'm quite sure there will be no episode. Maybe I will film a bit here and there without the talking. I don't know if I feel motivated to do it, but making an episode always takes some time and some effort, and when my family is home I want to be with them, so I'm quite sure there will be no episode on Monday, so you will see me on Friday. And I wish you a very nice Easter weekend. Enjoy, I hope, some free time, maybe some extra knitting time, maybe some extra family time. Enjoy it. We will do it. We will do it. We will do. I will do. And I will especially enjoy knitting my new Corran cardigan. So that will be very nice. I always struggle with making a nice end of the podcast, of the episode. I always keep on talking, and then I'm rambling, and when I see it back when I'm editing, I always think, Sarah, just say thank you and goodbye. So I will do that. Thank you and goodbye.